Hey guys, welcome to part 7 of the data analysis and dashboard building using Microsoft Excel. In this Excel worksheet, raw data worksheet has sales record of Oregon Company from July 1, 2021 to June 30, 2022. And in this video, we will try to answer 3 questions. So first, we will try to calculate the gross profit for each product, and we will use the calculate field. This is something very new in this series to calculate margin rate, and to use combo pivot chart to show margin and margin rate, because margin and margin rate are two different scale. So we will use a combo pivot chart for that. So let's go to the raw data worksheet and let's see what we have. So we have date, SKU, we have product name, quantity, unit price, and then revenue, size, unit cost, total cost, GP column, which is gross profit column, which is empty, and then location, salesperson, and commission. So we will try to calculate the gross profit first. Gross profit is basically your revenue minus cost, and that's like so your core revenue minus your product cost. So we will click on first cell and then minus the total cost, which is this one, right? So this is our gross profit for this particular transaction only. And now we will select this cell and double click on this plus sign, and we will have gross profit for all the lines, for all the transactions. So the way we can verify is we can select the first one, hold Control and down arrow. This will take us all the way down, and we see that everything is filled up. Now, to answer the first question, calculate gross profit for each product, we will create a pivot chart. So to create a pivot chart, we will go to raw data and we will select all the columns. Although we don't need all the columns, but we should make a practice of selecting all the columns and creating a pivot chart, because in real life we just don't answer one question, we answer many business questions. So that's why we will select everything here, and then we will go to insert pivot table, and we can place in new worksheet or existing worksheet, but we will place it under the questions. So we will select existing worksheet and we will click this button, and we will go to dashboard, and we will select this cell, click again and click OK. Now we have the pivot table, right? So now we need gross profit for everything. So we will select the product and we will drag to rows, right? And then what we will do, we have already calculated GP, so we will select GP and put in the values. So remember that we need sum. Sometimes it comes as count, but we don't want to count how many lines there are. We want the sum of gross profit, how much we made. And this is not the format I want in dollar format. So what we will do, we will click here, we will go to value field settings and then number format. And here you have currency, right? But we don't want the decimal, so I will make this one 0. Now you can, when you click here, you can get everything. Now let's look at the second question. Use calculate field to calculate margin rate. So what is the margin rate? In this case, it's simply gross profit divided by sum of revenue, right? So we don't need to show revenue here, but for the sake of answering the question, we will drag the revenue column and then put it in values, and we will do the same thing where we will go to number format, currency we don't want the decimal, click OK, and this is all the revenue. So we made $751,000 in sales, and we earned earned 469. So it's basically 469,400 divided by this $751,000. That's what margin rate is. But we will calculate, instead of calculating this in the raw data worksheet, we are going to use calculate field and calculate in the pivot table. So the way we will do it is we will go to fields and item sets and then click on calculated field. Okay, and then what we will do, we need to divide this GP, right? This is GP. We will go click on here formula, and what we will do equals this GP divided by, we want by revenue, right? We want to know how much of each dollar sale we are making in gross profit, and we will name this as margin rate, and we will click OK. Okay. Now, if I come here, you will see there is a new field called margin rate, and we will drag this one here and put it here, right? And this is a rate, right? We don't want this dollar format. This is a rate. We want it in percentage format. So go to value field settings, click on number format, and then you select percentage, and then you can just put the percentage is here. So you can see that we are making 63% in gross profit for this one. Now let's try to sort this one, right? Largest to smallest. So we are actually making most profit in underwear, and then basics, and then socks. So although in terms of total sales it's less, but in terms of margin rate, we can now see where we are making the highest percentage in profit. Okay, our third requirement is use combo pivot chart to show margin and margin rate. So margin is basically the gross profit. So we here we don't need to show this revenue, so I will remove the field. So these two we need to show in a combo pivot chart. Why combo pivot chart? Combo pivot chart is basically one chart that will have different types of chart combined. So why are we going to use that? Gross profit and margin rate are on completely different scale. Gross profit is in dollar scale, so it's 468,000, and our margin rate is in percentage scale. So the maximum the margin rate can be 100%, right? So, but GP has like no limitation for that. So we have to use two different scale to show to combine this information and show visually in one chart. So the way we will do that, we will click anywhere in the pivot chart, go to pivot table analyze, and then click on pivot chart, this one. So and then we will select combo here, right? And then we will have to select which one is the secondary axis. So we want GP in clustered column, and we want the margin rate in secondary axis. So if I select that, you will see this secondary axis, and we can always click here the drop down and change the chart types. So for now I will keep it as it is, and then click on OK. Okay, so this is now our chart type, and you can see that we are this is our this axis is showing our dollar value, and right axis is showing our percentage. This combo pivot chart has combined two scale in one chart, right? So this jackets and coat has the highest sale, however it doesn't have the highest profit margin. So highest profit margin is on this side. You can see if it is underwear, basics, socks, these has highest profit margin, and then jeans have like higher profit margin, right, than jackets and coats. And then on this side you can see that suits and blazers have higher sales than cardigan and sweaters, but it has lower profit margin, which is 40%, right? So this way you can visualize data in a combo pivot chart, and this will help you to make decisions. So on this left hand side, the more you make sales, the more it adds to your bottom line, right? So if you can sell more pants, bench socks, more basics, that will add to your bottom line more, simply because you are generating more profit for each dollar value sale. So that's how combo chart helps you to get this information. So I hope you like the video. In future videos we will explore more data analysis, and we will continue to build the dashboard. Thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing.